Fellow adventurers, it is day 148 on the cruise and we are in Raiatea, French Polynesia. Raiatea is the second largest island of the Society Islands after Tahiti in French Polynesia. Originally, the island was named Hawaii, and it was the most sacred and important island in the whole chain due to the historical Taputapuātea marae, which is a religious center for the Polynesians and is the most important marae in the whole Polynesian islands. It was actually the center of religion and culture for over 1,000 years. Raiatea also has the only navigable river on all of French Polynesia. Pearl farming is an important industry for Raiatea. In fact, we were really lucky to go to this pearl farm and find out how they make the Tahitian pearls. There was a technician that showed us how they ever so slightly opened up the shell of the pearl after the oyster had been in the water for 2 years, and then they pulled out the pearl, the finished product. After that, the technician takes and replaces in the sack a round clam shell that was made in a sphere to put back in for the oyster to create another Tahitian pearl, which would take about 2 years. What happens when this is put into the oyster, it is considered an irritant, and so the oyster secretes different chemicals which actually coat this round object in order to make the pearl. In the pearl farm, they also had strung a lot of pearls and had a little jewelry shop, if you will, in the pearl farm. After we had the demonstrations, we went snorkeling because there was a really nice coral garden next to the pearl farm in the ocean. And this was a great garden with many different colors of fish and different types of corals as well. Looking out from the coral garden and the fish farm, we were in the lagoon, but looking out you could see where the reef was and where the waves were breaking on the reef. And the colors are so amazing. Everywhere you look, it is so beautiful. That was a great excursion, and after lunch, we went to the other side of the island, where we visited the famous marae Taputapuātea, the most important of all sacred places all over French Polynesia. What was so sad for me is when the Christian missionaries came in, they took away the culture of these people, they took away their tattooing, and they destroyed some of their temples. So they have lost so much of their history because they did not have a written language. In fact, the tattooing was their written language. There has been a resurgence in Polynesia, as there has been also in Hawaii, since about the 1980s to bring back the culture and learn some of the old traditions that were done by the Polynesians. Our next stop was to a coconut farm where you could see all the coconut trees. And what happens is they take the meat from the coconut and they dry it on these racks. You will see this throughout several of the islands. For the most part, women do this task, and it is a way for them to make extra money for their families. And they send this coconut to Tahiti once it has been dried out in bags. Driving out of the coconut farms, there was all kinds of lush plants, many types of tropical flowers like heliconias and ginger. This area was extremely lush. We drove back to the ship, and we're on our way to Rangiroa. In closing, my wish for you is that you will love abundantly, protect your health, and be adventurous for life. You are beautiful. Let your light shine. Aloha.